So this week, we're basically just extending what you did last week. We had some free write sprints, about 100 words or so. You did 4 of them. And I want you guys this week to simply choose one of those and use the tools that we've learned in this week. Okay, for example, the art of description as one thing, and extend your free write, one of them, into a full page at least. So you'll see that the rough draft, we asked for 300 words. Okay, so I have a couple of videos here that talk about drafting and tips for extension, but I wanted to just briefly talk through, for example, your North by Northwest exercise that you do. So I want to talk through that, because what that does, it seems when you're doing it like, what is the point of this? What am I learning? When I do it for my students in class, they typically sigh and groan. It's an 8-minute clip, and they're feverishly writing the entire time, describing what they're seeing as if a friend's with them blindfolded in the movie theater and they can't see or hear anything. And so the idea is, by the end, you have just completed around 300 words of a scene that could be recreated based off your notes, is what you're trying to go for with that. And so it is a excellent practice in description writing, how to write descriptively to an end goal that is exciting, suspenseful, really takes your time. You know, you're writing only what's necessary. You're learning how to give and take on that, and not overly, crowd your writing so that your reader becomes bored. But it's leading up somewhere, but it's doing it slowly. It's taking its time. You're starting at the very beginning of this event. So for your sprint, let's say, for example, that you are writing about your first crush, okay? Well, your sprint might be, I met a girl named Autumn. She looked like Mariah Carey. I fell in love with her at first sight. I never knew if she liked me back, but I spent all of my elementary years pining after her. Something like that, but 100 words. Short, to the point, not even maybe an event really, but what we're doing here in the rough draft is we're going to take that sprint and try to extend it out to 300 words, an event, a build-up. We want a climax, something that actually happens. You want to really kind of delve into creating characters. Now, this is a real life event, so they're not characters, but they are people that feature in your story. And so we want to get to know them more. What were they like? What were their names? What's their personality? What's some history between you two, or more, obviously. So we want to know more about that. You want to know more. Take me back to the very, very beginning of that day. So I have students write about school events often. And so take me to the very beginning of that day, leaving the house, and paint the scene. So I want to know exactly what I'm seeing. So you're going to really establish, where we're at in our setting. So that really gets us into the mindset. I can see it right before me. So in your North by Northwest exercise, use that as an example of what you're doing. You'll see that you start that off with something to the effect of a man in a gray suit standing in an open field. There's nothing as far as the eye can see but flat ground. So I can see it in my head. That's what you want. That's what you want your reader to get in your scenario. If it's a school, the hallway's lined with orange lockers on the top row and then a bottom row, and they were dingy, and my feet stuck to the floor as I scurried down the hallway fast to try to catch up with my friends. I want to see the scenario. So that's what I want you guys to do. It's a rough draft, so we're still not grading for grammar or formatting or spelling, even none of that. We're just trying to get words out on page, and I just need you guys to relax and get it all out. 300 words is what we're looking for. Let me know if you have any questions. I have a couple of other videos posted below to kind of help us get in the mindset of that as well.